Hey, 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 it's Dr. Dawn. It's Mystical Monday time, you guys. Hopefully, you guys are signing on. You guys are coming on slowly but surely because we got a lot to talk about tonight. I am so excited to be back here with you guys. It seems like it's been forever, but it's only been a week, right? You guys know Mystical Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Discovering Your Inner Light right here on YouTube. This is where we talk and we discuss all things mystical as it relates to our spiritual journey and spirituality and our evolution here on the planet. So I am Dr. Dawn. I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. I act as the go-between between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. On Monday nights, I act as the go-between between spirit and the collective. And in my one-on-one sessions, I act as the go-between between my clients and their spirit team, which consists of spirit guides, angels, divine beings of light, ancestors, deceased loved ones, everybody and anybody who is of divine light that is on your spiritual team, that is assisting you and guiding you every single day of your life while you're here. So I'm going to let everybody come on. We have much to discuss tonight. We are actually at episode 50. Yay! Where tonight's topic will be spiritual reset. We must reset. And so I know that in the past actually 6 episodes, I've been joined by guests, right? I've received the feedback from you guys. You guys love that format. Yay. I'm so happy that it resonates with you. However, tonight I'm coming to you one-on-one because I want to speak directly to you guys about this spiritual reset. Because as you know, usually every 2 to 3 months, I may take a break, right? So I can recalibrate and I can get myself together and keep myself in alignment so that I can continue to bring you information that is in alignment with where you are on your journey. So we're going to talk a little bit about the spiritual reset tonight because it's a process that I'm going through right now. And if you're on a spiritual journey, you will have spiritual resets throughout this journey. I refer to them as resets or recalibrations. You're constantly going to be stopping and recalibrating and resetting and refocusing. So let's just get into it tonight. Hello. I see you. I see you guys coming in. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so let's get into this spiritual reset, okay? So usually there are stages of awakening, right? We know that there are stages of spiritual awakening. Most of us have experienced quite a few of them. Most of us have shared these experiences with each other. And a lot of us are pretty much aware of when certain things are happening, like for instance, we now understand what a download is, right? Information coming from divine being downloaded into our understanding and awareness. We now understand the meaning of the presence of angel numbers, right? We got that. Communications from the spiritual realm using information that is at our fingertips, numbers, right? We got that. We now understand the meaning of the term synchronicity, meaning events that show up in your energy field that are in alignment with your thoughts and with things that you are knowing to be true and in your awareness and understanding. So like it's certain things that we know as it relates to our awakening, some key things that we all are kind of tapped into and aware of. But what we tend to not be aware of is, although you are aware that the matrix exists and that you're in it, the reality is that you are always in the matrix. You don't escape it. A lot of people use that terminology. I escaped the matrix. Well, you can't escape it because you're in it. As long as you're on this planet Earth having this human experience, you're in the matrix. But what you are doing as you're evolving is you're becoming aware of how to maneuver in the matrix. That's what you're learning how to do now. You're learning how to like duck and dodge and bob and weave and look out and, be aware and shift and respond accordingly now to different things that are coming into your energetic awareness, but you don't leave the matrix. Understand that. You can't leave it because that's how you're here. You're here and able to participate and have this experience because you came in the matrix. So since the matrix is our reality, okay, let's always stay aware that our personality that we have is a reflection of our chakras and how they are functioning. Okay, case in point, this is a review, but it's not a review because if you're going through a reset, you kind of need to trigger your memory and awareness of this concept. So if your current personality is one of feeling anxiety or one of feeling fear, okay, we know that that is usually a result of our root chakra being blocked. Okay, let's take it a little deeper because see, what we don't realize is that our chakras not only hold energy, but they hold past life memories in our chakras, within the chakras. That's the part we tend to forget. We always get like into the mindset of, oh, I got to meditate. I got to do yoga. I got to clear these blockages. I got to get my chakras in alignment. But what you're not understanding is anything that you do along those lines will result in temporary satisfaction because you're not addressing the preliminary or the historical issues that your chakras are carrying from past lives. Your chakras hold your past life memories. Get into that. Get into it. So if you're finding yourself always jittery and like nervousy and, like uncomfortable with being around other people and just, feeling off in the presence of a lot of people. And we know that your root chakra needs to be balanced. You got to pull back that layer a little more because guess what? You've got some past life things, experiences and memories stored in that root chakra that are still coming to fruition and to the surface because you're not healing or dealing with them in this life. Okay. So when I learn or I come across, or even when I experience my own personality, I'm looking at not just which chakras are out of alignment, but I'm looking at what past life memory is associated with this, with causing this to be out of alignment at this time. Okay. So I'm bringing this up because these are things you have to consider when you're resetting, when you're going through a spiritual reset. Okay. If we had to take it in a list format, because, we like lists are easy to follow and check off, right? The first thing you need to realize is when you're off, when you just don't feel right, you don't feel good. Okay. That's usually an indicator, wait a minute, it's time to reset. Let me reset because I was flying high. I've been following my spiritual teachers. I've been like listening to videos and going to workshops and, doing all of these self-help and spiritual enlightenment things. I've been doing great and feeling good. And now I don't. Now I'm off. Something's not right. Let me explore. Okay. So first you recognize you're off, okay? Next, you recognize how you're off. Look at your personality. How is your personality? Are you acting like an ass? Are you being short with people? Are you using profanity more? Are you starting to feel as if you're not happy more often than you used to be? Or you're starting to feel sad for no reason? Or you're adjusting. Your personality is like, it's here and it's there. Look at those personality traits. Okay, write them down. And then look at what corresponding chakra goes with the characteristics that your personality is demonstrating in this moment. Okay. All right, so then you got the chakras that are out of alignment. Okay, so you say, okay, I need to work on my root chakra, my solar plexus chakra, my heart chakra, because you say, I'm not being as empathetic as I used to be. I'm starting to have the attitude of, if I did it, you can too, and not having a lot of sympathy or empathy or concern. You get looking at your heart chakras off, identify where the chakra blockage is off. Okay, that's next. After you do that, then you pull it back and you start looking at the specific instances that triggered your chakra to be off and out of alignment. And that will give you the foundation for the historical energetic, memories that your chakra is still carrying from a past life that you need to address. Okay, let's talk about something. I'm going to use myself for an example because you guys always learn good when I focus on me. Okay, so let me give you an example. So a lot of you watched the episode last week, right? Where we had Stevie on and Hutch, and we were talking about celebrity influences on the masses in terms of their spiritual awakening and development. Okay. So look, when we did that, you guys, after that episode, I was very hard on myself because I felt myself shifting out of alignment when I was on that episode because of some of the information that one of the guests was saying. Okay. It didn't resonate with me. And instead of me coming from a place of awareness that my experience is not his experience, I literally went into like defensive mode because it triggered me. Okay. So let's take that for an example. Okay. Because we're doing a reset, and this is how I did the reset. So after that was over, I said, well, wait a minute. For me to do that, to come back at him the way that I had to realize where I was off in my chakra system. Where was the misalignment? Okay. So when I looked at my chakras and I said, well, wait a minute. My solar plexus is off. My solar plexus is off. I said, and my root chakra is off. And I said, I was looking at all of my throat chakra. All of those were off. Okay. How do I know that they were off? Because I know how I behaved in that moment. So then look, you go to each one of those chakras. Okay. Like I just mentioned to you guys before, and then you pull back. Because remember, our chakras hold the historical DNA of our soul's journey. Your chakras have not just energy, but they have all of your past life traumas stored in them. They're in there. Okay. So when I went to my throat chakra, I said, wow, the verbiage, the wording that I used with him was not appropriate. It was not welcoming, and it didn't say, I understand your experience. It said, no, I don't like your experience. So let me tell you why I don't like it. So then I pulled back the layer of my throat chakra. I said, well, gosh, where did that come from? Okay. So I had to go back to my unhealed wound. Okay. Of not speaking up all the time when I have a belief that I feel is pertinent or is relevant. Okay. In past lives, I didn't do that because in past lives, I was in a position where I could literally be killed. I could be like cast out. I could be like eliminated or moved away from if I spoke my truth. And so I'm still carrying that. So in this life, I'm aware of it. So in every opportunity that I get in this life, I try to speak my truth. I try to speak out what I'm feeling and not hold it in. And so when I did it that time, I did it, but it wasn't in a way that was of resonance to who I am and the personality that I'm trying to project. Okay. So that was anger from within that came out on him, but it had nothing to do with him. You see, it was past life trauma that came on through out to him. So then you say, well, Dawn, wait a minute. You say, what if you didn't agree with what he was saying? What if you just didn't agree? What if you didn't align with his concept, with what he was saying? Which I didn't. You never, ever, ever have to decrease your vibration and your frequency to express your beliefs. When you bring it down, you bring that energy center down with you. Okay. So when you feel it coming down and you feel it off of alignment, then you got to pull it back. You got to pull it back. You got to look and you got to say, now, why did that happen? Because you got to understand, you guys, as I mentioned to you in the beginning of this video, the matrix is your reality. It's no way around it. It's in it. You're in it. So how you play it, how you maneuver in it, how you stay in your awareness in it is what makes you feel as if you've escaped it. Okay. So in that moment, I was in it. I was in that matrix playing the game, not the way I wanted to play it. Let's keep going. So I told you when I pulled back the layers, I said, oh my God, my root chakra was off. My root chakra was off. I could tell in that moment last week, my root chakra was off. Well, how did you know, Dawn? Because you weren't grounded. How did I know I wasn't grounded? Because I was explosive. When you're explosive, you're not grounded. When you're grounded in this earthly experience, in an awareness that we all have different perspectives and experiences, that root chakra performs accordingly. Your root chakra will keep you in a place to where a person who is a person that you consider, not that my guess was, but I'm trying to give you an extreme example. A person that you consider the most narcissistic, evil, just worst person that you ever had come into your energy field could stand in front of you. And if you're grounded, they could speak the words, be who they are, and you would be unfazed. You would be unfazed. Okay. And so when you are phased, you're not grounded. You're off. That root chakra is off. You got to pull back and you got to look at why. Okay. So, okay, let's keep going with my example. So in that root chakra moment where I knew it was off, I said, okay, now let me see why it's off. Now, let me tell you, this had nothing to do with him. Here it is. I'm pulling back the layer of that chakra, pulling back into my energy field and my history, my DNA history of my root chakra, what has happened in my soul's journey in past lives. And guess what? It triggered a feeling of superiority on his side, and then a feeling of inferiority on my side, not just because of the content that we were talking about, but it triggered past life memories. It triggered memories of feeling as if I wasn't smart enough, or I wasn't educated enough, or I didn't have the know-how enough as my particular guest. So then it made me off. It made me in defensive mode. Do you see? So then you say, okay, let me get that root chakra together. Let me heal this current and all the past life moments that are stored in that root chakra that will help me to move forward in this lifetime and to heal from that. Okay. All right. So then you got that solar plexus chakra. I said, okay, it's off too. I know you got to know the chakras though, you guys. Remember, I want you guys to understand chakras are more than energy centers. They hold your past life memories. Big key, big key. They are the foundation of your soul and your navigation here on this planet. They're literally guiding you to circumstances and situations that are radiating outwardly from them that need attention. Do you see that? Do you see how my chakra system energetically, if you want to look at it in context, pulled in that experience because I had to have that experience in that moment. I needed that experience in that moment because my chakra was going, wait a minute, she's off in this, and this area. So the experience needs to be created so that she can not only address those and become aware of them, but to heal from them. Okay. So my solar plexus one was off. How did I know my solar plexus was off? Did you, if you watched last week's episode, that solar plexus is got a lot to do with like sexuality, sexism, like gender kind of stuff. Okay. Now, he did nothing of the sort. This is all my internal stuff in my chakra system that I'm carrying, right? That is in there. He said nothing about me being a woman, nothing about me being a minority woman, nothing about any of that. Nothing at all did he say that would allude to that. However, in past lives, and not just past lives, but in this one too, there's been experiences of oppression. There's been experiences of male dominance. There's been experience of like a survival of the fittest mentality of the divine masculine, okay? I'm the total opposite. I'm the divine feminine in this life, but in past lives, I've also shared that energy of let's get to the emotional center. Let's get to how it makes you feel. That's like at the core who I am, because I've been like that in all my previous lives. So when you speak against or in contradiction to that, coming from a place of emotion, then it triggered me. It triggered me. Why? Because in past lives, I couldn't come from that place of awareness. Okay. I had to be in fight or flight mode, and I had to suppress that. And so I was triggered in that moment in our dialogue, in our conversing, that I was being taken back to that moment. And so then it triggered me. I'm going to get somebody. I see you guys' questions. Jasani says, how do you heal it? I'm getting there, Jasani. Stay with me. Stay with me. We're taking these things in order. We're talking about how you do a spiritual reset, because you're going to have to keep resetting. There's no way you can be in this matrix game and you don't reset. You have to, as part of the game. So today we're talking about steps that you go through to reset. I'm going to review real quick because some people just came on. We said the first thing is you look at your personality. You look at your personality in that moment. You sit down and you say, how am I feeling? How am I perceiving myself to be? Okay. You first do that. That's first and foremost. Your personality is the outward expression of what is happening within your chakra and energetic system. It's telling you where the blockages are. If you are upset, if you are sad, if you are feeling as if you're heartless, if you're feeling as if you don't want to be bothered, if you're feeling as if you don't have the tolerance or the patience for people, all of that, all those personality traits are telling you which chakra is blocked in that moment. So that's first, identify your personalities. Second, you identify based on your personalities which chakra corresponds with how you're feeling, because they all correspond with your emotions. They have to, because your emotions are an outward reflection and projection of your chakra energetic system. That's how it's set up. So you're not walking around here blind going, oh, what am I healing? Which one of my chakras is blocked? I don't know. It's set up to where your human part of you will show you and trigger you by your personality, okay? And your AKA your emotions, okay? So first we identify our personality. Second, we tie the chakra into the personality. And then third, we said we must go deeper than just the chakra that is affected. We got to go back and say, why did this particular situation trigger me? Because it is a past life experience, reinventing itself again. It's showing itself again, maybe in a different form, maybe in the exact form that it showed itself in a past life. That's the third one. You got to look at the similarity or the comparison between the situation that caused you to get this way and what has happened in a past life. So Jasani is going to say, well, I don't know what happened in a past life. So how am I going to tell? Well, look at what happened in this life. In my example I gave you guys, I was interviewing someone that wasn't in alignment with me, and it triggered me. It made me feel different kinds of ways. And so I wrote down how I was feeling as a result of that. So then you sit with yourself and you say, okay, I felt like I was inferior. I felt like I was being challenged. I felt like I was being, write all that down. And then you say, now, why am I feeling like that? Where's that coming from? Now, here's where you guys, where we always tell you guys, go within, sit with yourself, listen to the guidance. This is what you hear all the time. Do you understand why you are being told that? For this moment right here. Because when you sit with yourself and say, now, where did this come from? Why am I like this? You may get an experience from this life. You may have a memory from when you, using my example, you may have a memory from when you were in college and you felt as if a professor was picking on you because you looked a certain way or because you were perceived a certain way. It may take you back to that. Your thoughts may take you back to that moment. Okay, we don't have to go to a past life. We can go to an instance in this life that triggered it. But nevertheless, when you sit in stillness, you guys, and you say, I got to see where this came from. It comes to you. That thought comes to you. But what you can't do is ignore it. You can't ignore it. See, I'm very in tune to my current life and my past lives. I know, or I've done this enough to where I don't even have to just sit. The thoughts come flooding into me, come downloading into me from past lives because I'm open, I'm aware, and I'm tuned in. That's the key right there. You must be tuned in when you're asking these questions like, where's this coming from? Okay? Your higher self and your spirit guides, they know what you can take and how to give it to you. For me, they know, let's just download it to her. Just download it, she'll make sense of it and iron it out. Okay, maybe you're not at that point. Maybe that's not how they can get information to you. So they say, you know what? Let's have him sit still. And as he sits still, we'll bring his remembrance back to a cartoon that he liked when he was younger. And then when he watched that cartoon, we're going to clue him into how he felt in that moment. And then we're going to make him remember an event that happened right after he was watching that cartoon. You see, they're going to use moments, situations, and things that directly relate to where your level of awareness is and your ability to receive and interpret information. Because you guys got to understand, we all get it differently. We all get it differently. And so I gave you an example of just sitting there getting information. You may be drawn to a book. You may be asking, why is my soul? You may be on step 3 that we just talked about. You may say, no, where's this feeling coming from? Like, I don't understand. You may be drawn to a book. A book may come into your awareness that you need to read, or a magazine. You may say, oh, what's that about? And you read it and you go, wait a minute. This is similar to what I just experienced, or the question I asked. You see? So your spirit team, AKA your higher self, will work diligently to show you the past life experience stored in your chakra system that triggered the reaction that you gave. And once you get that into your awareness, you automatically heal it because you say, oh my goodness, why did I do that? I see why I did that now. Now that I'm aware of that, oh, I won't do that one again. I will stop myself in the process. And if I can't stop myself in the process, I will immediately shift myself when I come into realization. If I can't do that, then immediately when I'm done with it, I will discuss it within myself and tell myself to release it to the universe and heal. That's how you heal from it. That's how you heal from it. So when you're resetting, because it's probably time for a lot of y'all to reset. I'm here to tell you, a lot of you probably need to reset. You on this spiritual path, you're learning all this information, you're getting it all in. You're like, yeah, I got it. I'm aware. Like, I can see through the veil now. I can see the matrix. I can see when people are operating in the matrix. But you ain't dealing with none of them unhealed issues that you're carrying around in your chakra system, lifetime after lifetime. You putting that to the side because you're so into all of this new information you're getting and this awareness. And you're like, okay, I'm in 5D because I know this stuff. I'm getting it. Okay, it's resonating, but you ain't getting what is causing you to be out of alignment and to be triggered and to continuously find yourself, I don't want to say behaving in a certain way, but presenting yourself in a certain way that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good because you got to reset. You got to reset. Okay, so let's talk about the effects of being awakened, because I always love this, because baby, when people get awakened, it's like a badge of honor. Oh, I'm woke. I'm woke. Oh yeah, I'm in 5D. I'm this. I'm that. When you got to do all that, let me tell you, when you got to do all that, y'all, guess what? You ain't operating from nothing but that third dimensional matrix. You don't have to go around saying and doing all that. Okay. When you find yourself becoming awakened, you may consider yourself being boring. Yes, because you prefer to meditate. You prefer to research and explore ancient secrets and ancient information as it relates to the planet and the evolution. Like you love that stuff, right? And so you may become boring to others. You may become boring to yourself. I had my period where I was boring and I didn't care, because I was like, I'm all into this. I'm evolving. I don't care about nothing else. Okay. This is how you do when you're awakened. Now stay with me, you guys, because let's just stay with me. Okay. Then after you start to become boring, guess what happens next? Ooh, this is the one where everybody stays at. You start to doubt yourself more. Ooh, yes. You start to say, like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Am I doing it right? Is that person telling me the right information? Did I respond correctly? Are my chakras clear? Am I on my life path? Am I walking the right path? Am I going in the right direction? All this doubt comes, right? So like the more awakened you get, the more doubt creeps in. Okay. Because you got to understand you're clearing away the layers. You are like reprogramming yourself, because that's what y'all are. You know, y'all are like computers. That's what we are. We're computers on this planet collecting data. That's what you're doing. You're collecting data. And so here comes the doubt in your computer, because your computer is being reprogrammed. All the programs are being wiped clear and you're being rebooted. So doubt has to come in. I love this part, because baby, I stayed at this level for a long time, because look at what I do for a living. I'm the go-between between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So doubt had to creep in at some point, right? I had to say, am I telling these people right? Am I hearing it right? Is the information correct? Are they going to be upset if I'm wrong? I had to go through that. I had to go through that doubt period, as we all do. Okay, you guys stay in it, because doubt is just reprogramming all of your previous programs and systems. I want you guys, I hate to say this, but I want y'all to start looking at yourselves as computers, because that's what y'all are on this grid, going through this matrix, playing this game, living in this reality. Okay. All right. So next you'll start to doubt yourself. Okay. All right. We did that. All right. Guess what comes after doubt? Then you start, this is where a lot of us get shook. You start to get confused about what spirituality actually is. You go, now, wait a minute. I learned spirituality and religion. So wait, it's the Holy Ghost, right? So spirituality is stuff you can't see. Okay, well, maybe that's not it, because now I see people doing tarot cards. They talking about that spirituality. I see people doing Reiki, that's spiritual. They talking about sound bowls, sound baths, like what crystals, like, wait a minute now, how's this spirituality? This borderline witchcraft. You're like, wait a minute, hold on, how is this spiritual? You get confused. You start getting confused about what is spirituality. And then you try to put it in a box. You try to define it, because everybody's doing something different. Everybody's saying something a little different. Everybody is focusing on something different as it relates to spirituality, and you get confused, totally confused. To this day, I have clients who, when I do things related to the new moon cycle, that resonates with them. They'll do things related to astrology, horoscope. They get that spirituality part. But let me start talking about how we are of alien descent and we all come from different planets and talking about different dimensions. I lose a lot of people because they ain't there yet. They go, how's that spiritual? They don't get the connection between that and all this other stuff that they're learning. So you're going to get in a confused state because guess what? Guess what? Although we are trying to show all of these comparisons and relationships to the category of spirituality and everything that falls under it as it relates to our spiritual experience, at the end of the day, guess what? Spirituality is different for everybody. No two people have the same definition of spirituality. You just don't, because guess what? No two people have the same experience, soul experience that comes from spiritual growth and soul development. No two people have it. So no two people can have the exact same definition and perception of spirituality. Now, we can all have similar concepts. We can all have similar ideas. We can all have similar experiences that we share and we compare. Yes. But there is no one way of defining or experiencing spirituality. And if you don't realize that, you're going to stay in a confused state of being. You're going to stay looking and seeking for gurus and teachers that line up with what you believe to be true. And you're going to get to a point in your evolution and awareness where ain't nobody going to line up. Nobody's going to line up because your experience is taking on an independent life of its own, because it has to. You see, you didn't come here to continuously find the right teacher or guru to study under. Nope, you didn't come here to do that. Man has put this in your awareness and plan to do. This was the higher ups that did that. You didn't come here. You came here to just be. Can you believe that? You came here to just be. But we ain't never been able to just be, because lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, we keep introducing new and more distractive information that throws you off of that path of just being. Okay. So some of you may be in the confused state. All right. All right. Then since I brought up gurus, let's go to the next one. Okay. You're in your awakening and then you start to follow the wrong gurus. Now, I'm always telling you, everybody, there is no right or wrong to your path. There isn't, but I got to use wrong in this situation as a point of reference. When you start to look to people outside of you to heal you, ding, 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 reset. Come on and reset. Do a spiritual reset and come on back and reflect. And let's look and see why you feel the need to do that. Because no other human being is here for you to follow. And for people who are watching me, not even me, I'm not here for y'all to follow. I am but here to be a projection, a memory, a reminder, a trigger for all of you to keep searching to get to yourself, your inner self, your inner strength, your inner awareness, your inner state of being and alignment, which is like source, aka God, which is pure divine love. I'm just the trigger. I'm just a trigger in your program, a trigger in your computer, a program in your computer. There we go. A program in your computer to remind you to reset to you. So when you find somebody that you follow and that you say, oh, so-and-so healed me, or help me heal, or that person ain't did nothing. That person ain't did absolutely nothing but trigger what was already within you to your awareness. That's all they're doing. That's all. You're always in control doing all the work. No outside person is doing anything. So I know we use the term guru here on the planet Earth. Okay, whatever, great. But I'm my own guru. You're your own guru. Nobody outside of you knows more about you and your spiritual path and journey than you. Nobody outside of you is wired to your soul's journey other than you. Your chakra system is unique to you. The DNA memories that your chakra system holds is specific to you. It's not, I don't have the same memories as you. The guru doesn't have the same memories that you do. We just have a similar possibly pattern of being in existence that you can pull from and say, oh, well, that makes sense. Maybe that's why I blah, 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 blah. But we're not giving you the end all. We're not giving you the secret. We're not giving you the answer. We're not. We're being but reminders in your energetic physical presence of what your chakra system already has in its remembrance and awareness, that it is projecting outward and pulling all these people, situations, and circumstances to you to get your attention and to help you go within to connect to all of the life path experiences that you are here to have and to heal from. All right. All right, so you follow gurus. All right, so we're still going. All right, we're on this awakening path. Okay, we know you're going to lose friends. Next, you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose your circle. You're going to lose people, human beings. Let's understand this, everybody. These people came in your life to play a role. They came to play a part. They came to trigger an awareness for you of things that you came here to master and to learn. That's all they came to do. So it's only fitting that once they do their job, what they came to do, they move on out the way. They skedaddle on out the way. And it only makes sense that when you move in your level of awareness to where you're no longer vibrating at a frequency to attract them in to give you those same life lessons anymore, you're not going to align and you're going to move on away. Okay? So expect to lose people. You have to lose people. If you keep the same people, circle, and circumstances, your entire journey, your chakra system is going to become overloaded and go, oh my goodness, we have spent how much time here and we're going through the same circle. You know what? It's going to get a little bit tired and frustrated and just overall just done. And guess what? That's when disease sets in. That's when the end of human life sets in, because it's time to go on. It's time to go on because nothing is changing. Everything's staying the same. Every chakra center is continuing to get blocked and blocked and blocked and blocked and blocked. And then ultimately, it's time to exit on out of here, y'all. It's time to exit. So expect to lose friends and detach, because that's part of this matrix experience. It's part of this game. And so we are going through, when you're resetting, you guys, I'm talking about two things tonight. I'm actually talking about spiritual resetting, and then I'm talking about the effects of being awakened, because I want you guys to understand the parallel between the two. Because as you're awakening, going through these things that I just mentioned, you're going to find yourself needing to reset. You're going to keep needing to spiritually reset. And if you don't reset, you're going to find yourself crashing and burning, so to speak. And by crashing and burning, you may find yourself going into a mental state of borderline feeling as if you're psychotic, or you might start to feel as if you're physically weak and medical issues set in. Okay. Or you may start to feel as if you're having behavioral changes that are disrupting your entire flow. And you may get so desperate to turn to medication to kind of keep you at a certain place. All these things happen when these chakra centers, these energetic blockages are not dealt with. You're not in awareness of them and you're not resetting them. I need you guys to always understand the importance of them. Let's see. I'm going to get some questions in because I'm about 45 minutes in and we got some good questions. Okay. So Jasani says, is it possible to go back to doubt? Because I've passed the confusion, the guru, and recently lost almost all the older people in my life. Absolutely, it's possible to go back to doubt. I go back to doubt. Everybody, we all will keep doubting. The thing that you have to realize is when you go back to doubting something, once you get to a certain point, your higher self is not going to let you stay there. You may doubt something for a moment, and then your higher self will say, pull it away. Don't let your ego, get the best of you. Keep moving forward. Okay. So you'll always have doubt. As long as you're here, you will always have doubt. As long as you're here, you will probably always have some form of lower vibration, like anger or sadness or confrontation or anxiety. You always have those emotions come to you, but the key is your response to them, how you respond. So if you know now about the doubt phase and you find yourself in it, nope, turn it off. Your higher self will say, keep it moving. That's a trick, or that's your ego. That doesn't exist. Keep going. Okay. So that's the difference. Good question. I love that. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? Okay, good. You says you bounce back all the time. You just believe and I judge it. Okay, good. And if and if you have to judge it, judge the situation. Don't judge yourself. Be easy on yourself. Okay, because as long as you're in this human avatar, it's part of the game for you to experience that. Okay, it's part of the game for you to slip, if you will. Okay, that's all part of it. So go very gently on yourself. Let's talk a little bit about spiritual narcissism. Ooh. So we always talk about narcissism separately. We always talk about it in the form of, and people always bring up narcissists to me because now narcissists stand out to everybody because of this frequency that we're in. It used to be that they didn't really stand out as much. We kind of just blended in with them because vibrationally, we were kind of all there. But now a narcissist will stick out like a sore thumb. Now, what about a spiritual narcissist? Those don't always stick out. Why is that? Because we've been conditioned and programmed to believe or feel that people tied to religion, spirituality, who are putting themselves at the forefront to be conduits of that information should be revered, should be given an opportunity to share information. They could have a special ability. They could be more tapped in than we are, like all this stuff that comes with our conditioned belief system, right? So when you get a spiritual narcissist that kind of tells you what is the absolute truth, the absolute, and there's no other way around it. And if you don't have that absoluteness, you may need to kind of look at yourself, or, you may need to go get yourself in alignment or go do whatever you need to do to get in agreement with where they are. Always, 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 you guys, understand, as I mentioned earlier, spirituality is not the same experience for all of us. So when someone gives you knowledge or information or direction that you know and don't feel to be in alignment with you, don't say, oh, because they're spiritual, it must be right. Don't do that. Allow your inner self to activate and to say, ding, 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 ding. You're feeling that way because, and let it guide you. Let it guide you to the information that is not in alignment with your soul's journey, with your energetic DNA, and with your understanding and belief in terms of where you are in your journey. So let me tell you, when you're on this journey, you're going to have different spiritual people that come into your energy field based on where you are. Okay. I've been on this journey now for almost 20 years. And within those 20 years, there's some spiritual guides. I like to call everybody down here guides that remain constant in my energy field. But there are some I haven't seen a video or, looked at any of their stuff in years because I'm no longer resonating with the information that they're giving. Not that their information is wrong. It's not wrong, but it's just not where I am anymore in my awareness. Okay. So there are some of you who are watching me now. You may not down the road. You may say, she was good to help me understand this. Now I'm on to that. Okay. Don't feel like you have to stay with a person. And I'm saying that for myself included, because you feel a sense of, I can only get the right information from them. Don't do that. Don't limit yourself, because your spiritual team and your higher self are gonna keep you on a path of steadily moving, growing, connecting, experiencing. You're gonna have a lot of people that come in your field that are going to help guide you based on your awareness. Okay, be open to it. Understand that. Don't ever let the narcissism carry over into spirituality where you feel like you have to follow and be the way that you are feeling as if you're being told to be. Okay. Remember that. This is all part of your reset. When you're resetting, you got to kind of look, you're looking at the big picture spiritually. You're looking not only at just your chakra system, your personality, what's off in alignment. You're looking at what's going on in your life, who's in it, how are you being guided, what direction are you going, what are you doing? Like, you're looking at all of that in this reset. And when you're resetting, your higher self is literally sitting you down saying, okay, let's have a talk. Let's have a chit chat and let's go through some stuff. Okay. It is so important, you guys, that you connect with yourself first, because once you connect with yourself first, when you're able to do that, all of the outside encounters that you have are just that, encounters. You're able to maneuver and navigate accordingly because you're so tapped into you, that you're so wired and connected to source. You're so activated within your chakra system that nobody can come to you and pull one past you. Nobody can come to you and be a spiritual narcissist, because you're gonna pick that up, like your radar is gonna go off immediately. But if you're not in tune with your inner guidance system, aka your chakras, aka where you're vibrating, aka your personality, aka the traits that you're demonstrating, if you're not into that, y'all gonna be on this little game board of spirituality forever. You're gonna be like going around the game board like you're a game piece, like experiencing one person after another, after another, after another, after another. Okay. Oh, I thought I saw a question. Okay. So let's keep that at the forefront as well when we're resetting. You guys understand, I am talking from my personal experience of resetting, and because I used to think I had to do it a lot because I deal with energy, meaning I deal with connecting with the spiritual realm and the physical realm, and that takes a lot of energy out of me. So I said, I used to say I have to reset because I use a lot of energy in what I do. No, that ain't why I got to reset. I got to reset because I'm in my evolutionary process just like you guys are. I am too. I'm working in service in my capacity and my purpose, but I'm still upgrading like you guys are. So I have to do these resets for my overall well-being and awareness, because as I showed you guys last week, I was off. I was very off, and I know I was off. And so when you know you're off, stand in the offness. You guys, we're out of the frequency of your ego or your pride or your what. Own it. When you own it, you heal it. When you don't own it and you suppress it, you give it opportunity to come back again, to deal with it. No. I'm gonna own it tonight on this Mystical Monday. I'm gonna own last week for this week, because I'm healing. I'm moving past that. Okay. Each time you own these triggers and these things that are coming up for you, you're healing it. You're healing it so that there is no next time. Or if it is a next time, it's so minimal, doesn't even really do anything to shake up your system of alignment. Okay. But that's very difficult for us earthly humans to do, which is to be accountable for our personality, our characteristics, our traits, all of our actions. That is so hard for us because that has not been the energy that we've lived in. We've lived in survival mode. You do anything, say anything, be anything to get ahead. That's not where we are anymore. And so when you try to operate from that place of being, the universe and the frequency is going to push you right on back because it's shifted. It's shifted to accountability. It's shifted to the divine feminine and emotion. It's shifted to now you got to see this from a place of love. You got to see this situation from a place of looking beyond what you see on the outside and looking at what's going on the inside. That's where we are now. That's where we are now. Got it? Okay. Gail says, powerful message. Thank you, Gail. Thank you so much. I think this is memorable because it's episode 50. What a better way to bring in 50, right? To bring in episode 50 is to do a spiritual reset. Perfect. I did this reset because again, I live in the moment. I'm taking this day by day. I did the reset today because I said, well, maybe I'll take a break. I think maybe for the next 4 weeks, I will pull away from YouTube and reset and calibrate. Because see, that's another thing, you guys. Don't get caught up in sequences. That's the old energy. When you find yourself doing something routinely over and over and over and over again, no matter how much you like it, change the energy periodically, or you're creating a system. You're creating a continuous system of the exact same energy. Okay. That's why I started bringing guests on. The energy that was in the old format, it was old. I felt it. That energy didn't even feel right anymore. I mean, it's great that you guys tune in to hear me, but my spirit, my higher self was saying, let's change it up. Let's do something different. Let's bring in outside experiences to kind of balance yours, or to show differences and comparabilities. Let's do it that way. You got to shake up the energy, you guys. You got to shake it up. Don't feel locked into anything anymore. You can't feel locked into anything anymore. This energy won't allow you to do it. You will feel miserable if you keep trying to do the same routines over and over and over. It's not going to mesh. It's not going to line up. It just isn't. So be aware that you're going to be pushed to keep changing. Your change that you do on this level supports your change on the spiritual level. By me adding guests to my platform, change me in this physical realm, my energy in the physical realm, but it's also changed me in the spiritual realm. It has moved me forward and removed some energetic blockage from the same consistent patterns. Do you guys see how the physical and the spiritual work together? That's a similarity that if you learn that, you're always in an awareness in terms of where you are in your evolution when you get that piece. Questions, you guys. Questions. No questions? I'll wait. You guys are usually on a delay. For all of you guys who are at the point in your awakening where you are busy reading materials and taking courses and, learning like a sponge, all for that, go for it. Because I know that feeling. It's a wonderful feeling when you're uncovering the mysteries of the universe that you never knew. It's exciting. It is engaging. I totally get it, but don't lose yourself in it. Remember, that's part of your experience, part of it. Just keep in the mindful state. Get in the mindful state of your evolution is one thing that you came here to do, but your experience is the primary thing that you came here to do, to have the doggone experience. And you're going to realize once you get to the point where you get all this information, you're going to go, what am I doing? Like, I already know all this stuff. My memory was wiped clean when I got here, and I've spent 15, 20 years trying to remember it all and missed the experience that I came here to have. I don't want you guys to have that. I want you to simultaneously keep living, because you'll get in this spiritual awakening and you'll stop living and you'll just start existing in a place of constantly trying to learn more information to get you to ascend. And you're missing out on all of the wonderful experiences you came here to have. Okay, you guys, it's been an hour. It's been that 60, we're at the 60-minute mark. If there are no questions, I'm going to thank all of you for coming. Please like this video, you guys. Like, subscribe, share this video. You guys, you help this algorithm in the matrix to disseminate this information to others who are also where you guys are in their spiritual journey and awakening. And I need you guys to assist in pushing this information out to them as well. Somebody said, Coco says, I'm changing every day and now I feel like an observer. That's perfect. Keep observing. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Have your experience, collect data. That's what you came here to do. You're a data collector. Thank you. Okay, much appreciated to you as well. Again, you guys like, subscribe, share the video. Please, if you're interested in learning more about me and my services, please visit my website at discoveringyourinnerlight.com. All of my information on this YouTube page, in the community section, you have all of my links to my social media, my website. Please feel free to visit, see if there's anything that you see that I can assist you with on your journey. I'm more than willing to help. And I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. Stay tuned. It may be next month. Oh, next Monday is Memorial Day. It won't be next Monday. Won't be next Monday. So look for me possibly after that. Okay. All right. You guys take care. You have been awesome. I will see you next time. Good night.